I need you to embrace the suck. Embrace all the suck. Embrace sucking and just being absolutely awful at whatever you're doing. Okay? Embrace this failure. And I promise you that it is actually going to help you. And now I'm going to explain to you why. What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? I'm so excited to be here, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. So before we begin, I want you to please hit that like button and that subscribe button, as well as click the little notification bell so that you are always up to date with our new fantastic videos, okay? So today, I'm going to be talking about a subject that I have struggled with for years, and my anxiety spiked so many times because of this concept, and it's failure. I used to be just gut-wrenchingly scared of failing all the time, like actually fearful. And I would not do things because I was scared that I would suck at them, and I was scared that I would fail at them. And I just had this mental blockage of, I don't want to do this because I might fail, right? And I'm very confident that many of us are in this boat. If you are one of these people, and if you want to know why you should begin embracing failure and how it's going to help you in your anxiety potentially, then keep watching, because I promise you'll have some really incredible benefits of you doing this and also how you should do it. So with that said, let's get started. Basically, what is embracing total failure? So embracing total failure is basically being completely okay and happy, actually, to fail at anything and everything that you do. Literally, become a serial sucker. Like a serial failure. And the reason I say that is because whenever you actually fail at anything and everything, it brings you one step closer to success. I realized that true actual failure, it's not when you mess up, that's a mistake. That's basically the issue that I had, and what I did not understand was that failure is only when you quit and when you give up. But whenever you suck at something for a little bit, right, all you're doing is you're learning and you're making mistakes, which is completely different than failure. And I used to be so gut-wrenchingly, like I said, I used to be so bloody scared of failing, and because I was so scared of failing, I would constantly fail because I would quit and I would give up and I wouldn't even do anything or start anything. Right. And I know that so many people are in the same boat. I know it for a fact because I've seen it time and time again. And it's crazy how so many of us don't understand that true failure is only when we actually quit and give up. So I literally, the thing that I was afraid of, I was manifesting, and it was happening to me because I would quit because I didn't even want the chance to fail. But because I didn't even start anything or do anything, I did fail. That is what embracing complete and total failure. And when I did this, I noticed my anxiety reduce so much. So if you're somebody who struggles with anxiety, I would highly recommend to just try this and see for yourself. Try for like a week, or I don't know, I feel like a week is too little. Try it for maybe 2 weeks and see how and if it helps you. Because for me, it has reduced my anxiety in 7 main different ways, which I'm actually going to get into right now. So let us get into those. Alrighty, so reason number 1, and the way that embracing complete and total failure has reduced my anxiety, was it took all the pressure off. And for people who have suffered with ADD or ADHD, or who are extremely critical and hard on themselves, when you embrace complete and total failure, you take so much pressure off of yourself. The way that happens is because you become more calm, you become more at ease, and you feel that there's so much less tension because in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, hey, it's okay. I might fail, I might make a mistake, but only true failure is if I stop. Just having that now in the back of my mind, oh, guys, I can't even explain to you how much it's made life easier. Okay, I have a very, very nonstop brain sometimes, and I put a shit ton of pressure on myself, like so much. And I can be so ridiculously critical of myself. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this as well, where you just are not good enough, for example, and you keep thinking to yourself that you're not good enough, or you put all this immense pressure on yourself for what? Right? For what? Because you might fail. That's the thing. You will never fail once you quit, ever. If you make a mistake, that's not failing. That is actually getting you a step closer to ultimate success. Ultimate success. So if you want ultimate success, fail to your heart's content. Seriously. The more you fail, the more you fall, the stronger you will become, and the more successful you're going to be. 100%. Seriously, this is no joke. And your anxiety is going to reduce. At least that's what it did to mine. So this definitely may help reduce your anxiety as well, because if you're a person that puts a shit ton of pressure on yourself and you're very, very self-critical, I would highly recommend to try this and see if it helps you, and just completely embrace failure. And you're going to feel that so much pressure is taken off completely, and you feel like you can actually breathe. At least that's what happened to me. I felt like I can actually breathe. I felt that I didn't have pressure on myself to do what I wanted, because there was no pressure of, oh my gosh, I have to succeed, I can't fail, which made me actually continue doing what I want to do, because that pressure of failure dissipated. Seriously, the only time you fail is when you quit. Period. And that's why I continue to fail all the time, like failure because I just quit. And that's true failure. Yeah, so this is the biggest. It took all the pressure off of me, which is amazing. I loved it. On to number 2. It allowed me to actually be myself. I was so afraid of failing that I only did things that were, I guess, foolproof. I constantly lived in this state of discomfort within myself. Like, it felt so wrong to be doing what I was doing because it felt too easy, but in the back of my mind, I was like, but I can't fail, blah, blah, blah. But then my true self was just, it felt like I was dying on the inside, guys. It felt like I was actually dying. It was awful, and it made me very depressed for a very long period of time. When I started to just allow myself to fail or to just make all the mistakes and allow myself to do this consistently on a daily basis, it actually allowed me to just be my authentic self and be who I truly am meant to be and who I feel the best at being, which is me. Because it allowed me to be and act and feel like my true self, it reduced so much of my anxiety that I was getting, which made life absolutely freaking amazing. It really did. And I'm so grateful that I started to live this way. Yeah, it allowed me to truly be myself and be genuine and not care if I fail and not care if I make mistakes, because we're all human and nobody's perfect. And if somebody claims to be perfect, they are probably the most far from perfect. Moving on to number 3, it reduced my desire to people please. I grew up in a very critical household, so my desire to people please was ridiculous. Honestly, it was, if I didn't please everybody around me, I felt like an awful person. I felt so undeserving and worthless and unworthy and all these different things, right? And it's constantly spiked my anxiety because I was always thinking to myself, well, what if they're unhappy? And what if they're unhappy? And what if they're unhappy? Well, it sucks to suck, all right? Tough tits. Not everybody's going to get pleased by you, and that's great. You know why? Because we're all very polarizing people. We're not supposed to always agree with everybody, and nobody is always supposed to agree with us. That removes individuality. And we all are so incredibly individual, and that needs to stay that way. When I embraced total failure, and allowed myself to make all the mistakes in the world, I stopped wanting to people please. I kind of told everyone to fuck off, kindly. But not everybody, obviously. It took away that desire for me to have to please everybody. Now it's more of like, I want to do good by everybody, but I stay true to myself and what I truly believe are my values and my ethics and who and what I am at the core. And if somebody doesn't like that, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it is what it is. You're just not my people, and that's okay. And same for if somebody doesn't like or accept you, that's okay. They're just not your people. You can tell them to go kick rocks kindly. I always like to say, kindly fuck off. Because it's true. If somebody doesn't like you for being your true, authentic self, that's okay. They can go find their tribe with their vibe, and you got yours. You will always attract the right people to you. 100%. Embracing total failure allowed me to just be okay with the fact that not everybody is going to like me, and that's okay. At least I'm being true to myself and my ethics and my morals and my values. Reduced my anxiety by reducing my desire to people please. Moving on to number 4, it allowed me to slow down. When I started to slow down physically, emotionally, and mentally, my anxiety reduced very significantly because my cortisol and my stress levels reduced and my adrenaline levels reduced. I'm not constantly fearful or scared of making a mistake or failing. I'm not constantly having that thought in the back of my head running through like a hamster on a hamster wheel. Because I've slowed down and I was able to truly analyze everything in my life easily and truly see clarity and see a complete clear picture of everything, it really reduced my anxiety, truly. Because I've slowed down and I can see everything so much more clearly. I don't have to be afraid that I'm going to make a mistake. I can actually slow down. I can see everything very clearly. I have a lot of clarity. The slowing down part really reduced my anxiety. A lot less cortisol, a lot less adrenaline, a lot less stress because I've slowed down mentally, physically, and emotionally. You can take a working out example. What happens when you're at rest? Your mind, your body, everything is calm. And then when, for example, you're working out and you have intense training, your cortisol is spiking, your adrenaline is spiking because you're moving like this. And most of us, because we're so afraid of failure, most of us are constantly in this perpetual state of cortisol, adrenaline, and stress. Obviously, anxiety is going to come from that. Duh. Like, that's a no-brainer. Embracing complete and total suck and complete and total failure in whatever and allowing myself to make all the mistakes in the world, it allowed me to slow down mentally, physically, emotionally, and that has reduced so much of my anxiety. Moving on to number 5, I started to enjoy the moment. I started to enjoy the present where all the magic happens. And because I began to truly be in the moment, a lot of my anxiety truly dissipated because I'm not thinking about the past and I'm not thinking about the future. Everything is just here in the now, and that's all I need to focus on is what is right in front of me, what I'm doing in this very moment, and that's it. That's all that matters, right? Because as I mentioned in previous videos, your present shapes your future. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Your present shapes your future. And so because I've been actually enjoying the moment without all this failure nonsense going on in the back of my mind, I'm actually able to truly enjoy life, truly enjoy everything that I'm doing in every single moment. Number 6 is I have let go and I notice new opportunities. So because I don't have this, what if I fail, what if I fail, what if I fail in the back of my mind, and I've completely let that go and allowed myself to fail and allowed myself to make all the mistakes in the world and let that bullshit go and flick that booger out of here. Because I don't have this constant stress on my shoulders and this constant anxiety, I have started to notice new opportunities that I would not have noticed before. For example, trying things out at the gym or meeting new people or going out to different places that I otherwise would never have gone out to because I was afraid of failing. One of those things was snowboarding. And I didn't want to go back into snowboarding for a long period of time because I was truly scared that I was going to fail. I really was. And then I didn't want to go back up onto it. But because I've let go and just allowed myself to fall as many times as I need to suck as badly as I'm going to, it truly made me so happy and excited to be doing that, because I know that with each time I fall, I'm learning new skills to how to get better. That has given me opportunities to actually enjoy snowboarding and actually enjoy being up on the mountain like that and going down ridiculously fast and actually enjoying that fear, if you will. So yeah, letting go, noticing new opportunities, and just being open in life has really reduced a lot of that perpetual anxiety that I kept getting due to being afraid of failure. And embracing it, completely embracing it, doors opened for me that I would have otherwise been fearful of, that I otherwise would never have done or experienced. That's reduced a lot of anxiety because more doors opened, I've met new people, I've experienced so many more different incredible things. Yeah, when you're out and about, you're not really focusing on anxiety. You're focusing on the present moment, which again, number 5 was enjoying the moment. Embrace the suck, guys. And last one, number 7. I realized that I can try and try again. Now, this was a pretty big one too. That's why I saved the biggest for the first and the last, because life goes on, and so do I. And so do you. Life goes on, so do you, so do I, so does everything else. And you can try as many times as you can and as you want. Try and try and try and try again, no matter how many mistakes you make. So I think the only key is learn from it. You know, don't be a derp. Don't be a derp. If you fail, if you make a mistake, learn from it. What did you do wrong? What can you do instead of it? Where is the learning factor here? You know, that's why we make mistakes. That's why we fail, is so that we can learn from it, to see what we did wrong and to see what we can actually do better. You can try and try again. And because I learned and realized that I can try and try and try again as many times as I want or need to or whatever, that took so much pressure off, and that reduced anxiety so much. It was absolutely amazing, because there's seriously so many things you can try and try again. There really is, just to get better and better and better. And once I realized that, why be anxious? What is the anxiety about? I can try again. I can try again. I can try again. I really can. And so can you, for so many different things. It's okay to fail. In fact, you need to fail. If you want to succeed in anything, it's highly recommended that you fail, that you make all the mistakes in the world. Seriously, embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. Embrace all the failures, all the falls. Just understand that you only truly fail when you quit. That is true failure. And because I didn't realize that, I have actually failed so many times because I would just quit, which sucked. I would not want that for any of you guys. So I want all of y'all to succeed as much as you possibly want to and can by embracing the suck, embracing the mistakes, and go into everything knowing that, hey, it's okay. I'm probably going to suck at this right now, but I'm going to get better because I'm going to learn from it. So those are my 7 ways embracing total failure has reduced my anxiety. And I would highly recommend you guys just give this a try. If you have really high anxiety, if you have really high stress levels, this truly has reduced mine to a very significant level. Honestly, I've noticed myself so much more calm, so much more at peace, because I don't have this circulating through the back of my head constantly. But that is it for this video, you guys. I just want to thank you so much for being here today with me. I greatly, greatly appreciate your support. If you guys do, and if you are up for the challenge, try this for a couple of weeks and embrace complete and total failure in everything that you do, in whatever that you want, that is. And comment below and let me know if you're gonna do it. And also, let me know any other anxiety techniques that you guys have found out that actually worked for you. I would love to know. I would love to know and share this information just so I can, we can get the word out there and get people a lot less anxious, a lot less depressed, a lot less stressed. My whole goal is doing this as naturally as possible. Again, thank you guys so much for being here today. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, or evening, or morning. And I'll see you guys in the next video.